It's not no.
We went down.
Yeah.
Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I didn't talk to Sheriff.
Oh, what can I do for you?
CPS is accusing me of all kinds of things. I've come in here, talked to you, you know my history, right? Now, can they lie on a sworn app? And I am recording. Can they lie on a sworn affidavit? Like, I have a dependency hearing coming up tomorrow, right?
Okay.
They say that we don't have any prenatal care, that we haven't gotten the doctor right here, that we don't go to Walla Walla, right?
Okay.
They took my first son, right? You know what's funny is we've had our daughter since the 26th of this last month, right? She hasn't been sick once, right? My son, when he was born in Spokane, we were on our way just to find a place to live, and thank God your beautiful city gave us that opportunity, right?
Okay.
They got me a good little decent job, right? They're accusing, and it's like, man, if I'm beating my wife, why don't they investigate it? Have they called you and asked you to go specifically investigate me, look into if there's any domestic violence? But yet they're saying we have reason to believe that this is true. I've never been charged with domestic violence. They say that I've been charged with domestic violence, right? I've never been charged with this, sir, right? And I'm just saying, as a man, right? My son has been nothing but sick in care over there, right? My daughter, he's not been sick one day. My children don't get sick, right? They take him, if you bring him so I can visit him, right?
Okay.
He's sick, he gets bumps, he's hurt all the time, right?
Okay.
I bring that up, I go to DCYF, I tell them, hey, look, man, I'm not trying to just make things up to make myself look better, man. I can't make myself look better. My name in a way is mud, right? But that being said, I still got to come talk to you. I got to tell you where I go, when I'm leaving, how I'm doing it, right? Because that's just the law for me.
Right.
Right, but they don't want to say, hey, you know what? They say that I hide, that I run, and like I don't have driver's license, don't have insurance on my car, that I don't work.
Like I said, I don't know anything.
Right,
I don't know anything about your child custody because that's separate from what we have here. But what's going
This is
on?
a different district, right? I'm saying, man, why haven't it in this district? And I'm saying, I don't know if you guys even have a CPS here.
Walla Walla has CPS.
Right,
office.
can
They
I
have a
go,
DCYF
can I
in
go
Walla
there
Walla.
and say, hey, look, man, another county that where my son is being injured, you guys are all mandated court reporters, right? You guys are mandated court reporters. My son has been injured in care, but yet they don't want to talk about it. They won't allow me to talk about it. Right, I bring it up.
And
It's
this is in
Spokane County.
Okay, so that's in different.
Right,
district. I can't speak for anything that goes on.
I got
over
arrested over there because of my charge. You know what I mean? I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm in the hospital. I didn't have a baby. They dragged me out of the hospital and trespassed me. Why would they do that? So I can't have custody of my kid. And I did nothing wrong. You know, and I'm not saying that I'm a saint.
So what's going on currently? Like I said,
Well,
I don't
they-
know what's going on because this is outside the sheriff's office. Right? CPS is a different agency and they
right,
do their
so
thing. That's
they're,
not
they're
us.
asking for jurisdiction of my son, right? And I'm saying, can they come? They're gonna have to ask you guys to come into my house if it rules against me, right? And I'm saying, look, you're the sheriff here, right?
Mhm.
Have they called and asked you if there's been any allegations? Have there been any complaints?
I would have to go and check because as the sheriff, I'm the administrator that oversees things. So whether calls have come in regarding you, that's something I'd have to look into and check. So I don't have
Well,
that
I
information with you
understand
right
that, but
now.
I'm
I have
saying-
I'm not privy to any of that.
No,
right?
I
'Cause it sounds
understand.
like this is something that's going on in a different jurisdiction
Yes.
and not in our jurisdiction. So like I said, usually CPS issue is a separate issue. That doesn't involve sheriff's office unless we get a court order or something from a court ordering us to enforce a court order. We don't get involved. That falls under the purview of DCYF
Right, but-
and child support
No, so
or
where do I go
child
find
services
an
and things like
FBI
that.
office and say that
So-
they are lying in sworn affidavit? They're
That
saying
I
that
can't
I've
say
told
either.
them, they said that I told them that I have domestic violence charges against me. We all know if you run a domestic violence charge, it's felony, right? So if I
No, not necessarily. There's
no,
domestic violence that is not felony level.
No,
as
but
well,
at the
so.
level they say, you know what I mean?
Right.
That I fled the state of Idaho, right? Came up here, right? They said that I told them that.
Yes, and I am not privy to their reports or what they have, so I can't. For you to say, is it okay for them to lie and report? I don't have their reports. I don't see their reports. I can't give you information regarding that because I am not involved with that at all.
So, I mean,
And it
if
sounds
I,
like that's
if
in a
I show
different
you a
jurisdiction.
crime on video, right? If I show you a crime on video, right? Do you guys not have to? I
I
understand
mean, we
you guys have
investigate. We look
discretion.
into anything that's reported as a potential crime as a sheriff's office. That's what we do. We investigate criminal activity and we
Okay.
get involved with that.
Right.
But as far as speaking for, like I say, I can't speak for CPS or DCYF. We do not work for them. We're completely
Right.
separate departments.
But
They're a
I'm
state
saying
agency.
Washington
we're a
had
county
to stand your
agency,
right, stand your right, and stand, you know, put a line in the sand, right? I can stand my ground as long as I know that I'm justified, right? And what I'm saying is if they're threatening to because my son is in harm's, right? I mean, I know the law really well. Am I going to go push it and say, hey, you know what? Because the law said that I believe my son is in imminent danger, I have the right to act in his behalf. The law says that I can do that. Now that being said, no,
Right. But I can't say. I can only go by what you're saying and telling me. I don't have any facts or any information
okay, so
regarding this case because this is up in
I bring
Spokane.
all the facts to
So,
you.
that is not for me to investigate unless there's a criminal issue to be involved. It has
That's
to
what
be,
I'm
listen,
saying.
it has to be investigated in the jurisdiction where it is occurring.
No, but they want to take
So-
my kid. They want to take my kid now, my child that I have in custody right now.
Okay.
I'm not in their jurisdiction. I'm saying I'm
Like I
coming
say,
to you.
I have no documentation. I have no paperwork. I have nothing at this point to enforce anything at this point. You're giving me all this information, and I don't
Right,
have
but
the
what I'm
facts of the
saying is that
circumstances.
I'm
So
a
what I would
citizen
recommend.
of this, you
Right.
know.
What I would recommend is you contact the DCYF office over in Walla Walla.
Okay.
Contact them, talk to them, explain your circumstance. Because if this is a child custody or a CPS issue, that's something that you need to work with them on. So if you're having issues with them in Spokane, there is a DCYF office right
Right,
there in
that's what
Walla
I'm
Walla.
saying. We have a
on Poplar
DCY
Street.
office
So,
for this
and
region.
you got to remember, they are a state agency.
Right.
They're separate from a sheriff's office. So for me to investigate a state agency and all those things, for you to say, well, it's a crime that they're committing. Well, if it's being committed in Spokane, it has to be investigated in Spokane.
No, but
if a
they're
crime is
making it-
occurring,
they're saying that it occurred here in your county.
and I have no documentation or anything at this time. So you need to contact the DCYF office and work with them and find out what guidance and direction they would give you. Because unless I have a court order, we enforce court orders from a court, a superior court. That's what a sheriff's office does.
Right.
But as far as what you're explaining to me with child custody matters, CPS matters, we don't get involved unless there's a court order or there's a crime or an imminent threat to a child where we have to come and get involved. Other than
Right,
that,
and I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You guys wonder why there's such problems right now. Is that because, and I'm just saying this, sir, right? Because I have not wanted to be a thorn in any of your guys' side, but I'm justified, right? I don't have any warrants, right? And the warrants that I do have, if you guys want to arrest me and extradite me, I'm here to declare that, right? But I'm saying I'm a fugitive of justice, right? Because the crime has been orchestrated against me, right? And I'm saying that yes, you guys have the right to arrest me because there are warrants for my arrest.
okay, so
right?
there are warrants for your arrest
Yes.
currently?
Yes.
Okay, that's something I would have to go ahead and check, and that's one of those things. Are they extraditable, not extraditable? Is that some concerns the DCYFs have? So that's what I would recommend is you contact DCYF and
Right.
contact them.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying is that all of these warrants that came against me, it was me calling the police to have my rights defended, right? And then I get arrested for either pleading the fifth, right? And I'm saying this is
Again, you're, I'm not
I
trying to
know,
be
I know,
rude.
I know.
You're explaining things in different jurisdictions that do not pertain to the sheriff's office. If you have warrants in other jurisdictions, I'd highly recommend you
are you
contact
guys
those jurisdictions and you
board
take care of
certified?
those.
I mean board
You
certified,
take
post
care of it.
certified.
Yes, all the deputies go through the Criminal Justice
I
Training Commission to get
understand you guys
certified.
are post certified in the state of Washington,
So
right?
what
guys
you need
have
to do,
arrest powers in any jurisdiction, right?
we do within the state of Washington is within our boundaries, we have mutual aid agreements. But what I am saying is if you have issues in another jurisdiction, for example, if you have warrants in another jurisdiction, I'd have to check you, I'd have to run you. If you have a warrant that's extraditable, yes, we could come in, we can arrest you and take you into custody. I have no information on that other than what you're telling me right now at this moment. I have no knowledge regarding your child CPS issues. I don't have that knowledge. That's something
Well, no, I
that,
understand
and
that.
that thing is you providing these information about all these things, coming to me asking, well, they do this, can you do this? I can't give you that information because I'm not privy to
Well,
all the
and I
information and
understand
the
that.
circumstances.
I understand that.
So
and I
to
think-
ask me, is it okay for them to commit a crime against you? I don't know if a crime's been committed. I don't know if they lied in a report because I'm not involved with that process. It has
Right.
nothing to do with me or my agency.
Well, no, I understand
So what
that.
I would do is, first and foremost, if you have concerns about your child situation or DCYF or Spokane,
Yeah.
you contact the sheriff's office. If you think a crime's been committed, you contact the authorities, and we can refer to the authorities in the proper
like
area,
I said-
or contact the DCYF's office
No, I
in Walla
appreciate
Walla.
you. And what was your name
and see.
again?
I'm the sheriff. I'm Joe Hill.
Yeah,
And you contact the DCYF office in Walla Walla, see what the circumstances are, and coordinate with them. Obviously, DCYF they're basically their department that's concerned about child welfare, and they take care of children and all those things. If they're
No, they
concerned,
don't.
normally
You know
they
this is true.
they work with people and they try to provide resources. That's their job, their
You said it.
responsibility.
They spread the money around.
But
You're right.
I
sir.
didn't say that. But you need to contact them if there's a child custody issue, or if there's something going on, whether it's in a different jurisdiction or with DCYF. I would highly recommend you contact them,
Well, no,
or you
I-
contact legal counsel and they give you
Well, no,
power guides, because
I-
I cannot give legal advice.
Well, I'm not asking for legal advice.
Right.
I'm saying that I recorded this for a reason, right? Maybe I can go viral on this if they're gonna. That I told you that my son is being harmed, right? They're saying, and yet you guys. I mean, it's funny, and I'm just saying, right? Is that I come to the only people, and this is why I mean, there's a disconnect between us and you guys, right? Is because you guys do enforce policy, mask mandates, all this. You
No, we don't. We don't enforce the mask mandate.
Well,
See, here we go.
No,
Let
not
me
here.
explain something. We're going on a lot of things. I'm trying to explain to you what my authority is and what I can do. I cannot enforce something that's going on in Spokane that I have no knowledge of. I don't know what was going on with Spokane regarding your child. If there's a crime that alleged against your child and you want to report that, we can take that information. We can refer it to the authorities in Spokane to investigate in that jurisdiction. If there's issues with DCYF in Spokane and you say there's an office here, I would recommend you contact the local
that
office.
I have now, that's
Okay.
already a separate issue. I'm saying that I'm in your guys' jurisdiction.
You live in
Right.
Rocky County, yes.
Yeah, I live here. My child was born here.
Okay.
Right. What I'm saying is how come this place hasn't, but yet another city, right, on orchestrated lies. No, like I said, I came in and I declared my intent, right, that I did come, and that they're saying that I'm hiding. That, you know what I mean? If I was to hide, I'd go to jail.
So who's making these allegations?
DCYF and Jessica Dyson for the AG.
And these
you know?
are people up in Spokane
Yeah.
and the JG's
Yeah.
office. Then I would either explain to them that you're not hiding, contact them, or contact the local office in
That-
Walla Walla and
I
see
mean,
what
that's
you
my
can
whole
coordinate.
point. I've been into court, right? And I mean, they've lied in a sworn affidavit, right?
And I cannot determine that.
Well, you know, it doesn't. It's what I'm saying is they're saying that I've been charged with domestic violence. You can find this out, right? And I'm telling you, I've never been charged with domestic violence ever, not once, right? They're saying that I told them that I fled the state of Idaho on domestic violence, right? Which is not a truth. That is not true.
So do you have legal representation? Do you have an attorney in your court case with Spokane?
Yeah.
Well, then what I would do is I would share that information with your attorney. Your attorney represents
That's
you, and they
what
will
I'm
give you
saying.
the legal advice
But
to
what
guide you through
happens
that
when
process.
you do everything that you're supposed to do and they're still not doing their job? Just like you guys have discretion, you guys can actually, you don't have to protect me. I mean, that's the Supreme Court SCOTUS said that. You guys have no obligation, right? But you guys do, because you guys are really good people,
Right.
all in all. And I mean, that's just a fact,
So I
right?
guess the question is, what is it that you want me to do that I am allowed to do? What is it you're asking of me
I'm
today?
saying, you know what? They're bringing all kinds of allegations against me, and I'm saying, had they came and asked you any of this?
As far as I know, no. I'd have to go and check records. I do not know. I'm the sheriff. Like I say, I have several responsibilities.
But
I have
I'm
other
saying, but
supervisors.
it's funny, they
So
do
for me
all-
to answer you these questions, I can't answer you that right now. You came up off the street and you asked me these
Right.
questions. I have no idea what's going on with your case in Spokane. That is in Spokane.
Right, but I mean, do you see the character assassination? We hear about a sheriff that was, well, I'm not going to say which sheriff. right?
Again,
no,
that
I'm
does
just
not
saying, but
pertain to us in our
okay,
jurisdiction.
what I'm saying
Okay.
is that they made allegations against two young ladies that were fleeing, right? 10 warrants, all this, right?
Right.
Now, it comes out, somebody says, and I think it was you, that said, hey, look, man, you know, you guys got to take, you know, you guys misread the situation. It isn't what it was said, but yet you guys got character assassination. And, you know, I read all that. Right.
So, what is it you want from me that
I'm just
what you
saying
want me
I
to do
need
that
a
I can do?
shield, right? I'm asking, what are my rights? Man, can just anybody say, hey, I'm a drug dealer without any factual evidence?
What I would do, again, I'm trying to give you the best advice I can. I cannot give you legal advice on any legal issues. That's outside the scope of my authority to do that. My number one recommendation, if you're having issues regarding CPS issues or child issues that are in Spokane, and you cannot contact Spokane, there is a Walla Walla office, DCYF's office, right there on Poplar Street in Walla Walla. You can contact them, they can coordinate with you, you can talk to them. But what I'd highly recommend, what we refer to all people is, contact your legal counsel and your legal advice to get proper guidance on how to address these issues. Like I said, I can't say, you say you may have warrants, you may have, you may not. Are they extraditable or not extraditable? You say that they're making false reports against you. These are things that did not occur in my jurisdiction, my area. So I'm trying to give you the best advice I can to help with the circumstances.
Well, I understand.
So what I would refer to you is to contact your legal advisor, contact your attorney and legal advisor,
Again-
and contact the DCYF
I-
office in Walla Walla
again,
to
like-
see what kind of guidance and resources they can provide
Again,
you.
cops explaining, and I'm not trying to be rude. What I'm
Right.
saying is that my cat called 911 accidentally the other day.
Okay.
Right? You guys call me up on the phone and start asking me all kinds of intrusive questions. I'm like, hey, you guys know where I'm at. Just come visit me. I'd
Right.
rather, right? They
Okay.
get there, right? And I mean, you go, how quick you guys will investigate something
Right.
that has no bearing to it, right? But something that has some meat and substance to it, and it might be a little complicated for anybody else other than the people that are being specifically targeted, right? And I'm saying I'm being specifically targeted. And you know what? I'm not saying it's because I'm Mexican, because it doesn't matter. I'm poor, right? Because if I had a little bit of money and a real lawyer that could shoot at the hits, and even then we're seeing that, you know, a lot of these Giuliani and stuff, you know, I'm just saying, man, it's sad, you know, and I came to you, right? And I
And
appreciate
I'm trying to give you
time.
the best advice that I can. It's just I have no authority over DCYF's office. They're a state agency. They deal with child custody matters
This
and those
is
kind
your
of issues.
county. You were the strongest
Right,
man in
but
this
here's what I
county.
have. I have nothing in my county. Have I come to investigate you for a crime? Have I come and arrested you since you've been here? No, because that is my job as a sheriff. We investigate crimes, we investigate criminal activity within our jurisdiction.
But they're going to try to kidnap my child,
So,
and you guys
with
say they're a
that, like I
government
said,
agency.
Like I said, I don't know what those circumstances are. If there's a court order for them to remove your child, or if they're just trying to do a welfare check, I have no knowledge other than what you're telling me.
Right,
But just a second, let me explain. I have no knowledge of what's going on in Spokane. That is Spokane County. If you have concerns about something going on with your child in Spokane County or anything like that, you can gladly come in, meet with one of our deputies, provide statements, and that can be referred to the authorities of Spokane County, and they can go and investigate, and we will make that referral to those agencies because that's in their jurisdiction. I cannot investigate in their jurisdiction.
Okay,
That's
but
their
they're
authority.
investigating in your
So-
jurisdiction, and that you just said
On a
something
state,
that
now,
doesn't.
now listen, on a state level, that's a separate agency. You have a county agency, which is sheriff, which investigates crime. You have a state level agency that deals with child custody matters throughout the state in different jurisdictions. I have no control over their agency. That is a state agency.
Right, but-
I am a county agency.
Okay.
So if a crime is committed in our jurisdiction,
Right.
and we feel a crime's committed
Right.
in our jurisdiction, we will investigate those crimes.
Right.
But at this point, I have you coming to me with concerns about, okay, Spokane CPS is making allegations against you that you feel are false and they're inappropriate, they're making false affidavits, all those things. I cannot investigate that, but I recommend you contact your attorney, provide them with that information so that they can refer
I
it
can't
and
go
to the
back
proper
there
authorities.
because they, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying,
they
that's the
barred
best-
me in a
that's
way
the
by
avenue to
putting
go.
a warrant out against my arrest for doing nothing. I did nothing, you know what I mean? And I could prove that, but yet, you know what? Hearsay is not allowed in criminal cases, right? But they allowed it in mine.
I can't get into those things.
Why
Sir,
not?
Mr. Conde, here's the thing. I have no knowledge about any of these things you're talking to me. You're coming here trying to seek legal advice and trying
No,
to
not illegal
listen,
advice.
You're trying to get me to do something with knowledge I have nothing to do with, and something that's occurred in a different jurisdiction, a different agency that's trying to involve with you. If there's something criminal and you feel there's a criminal issue and there's a matter there, come in, meet with one of my deputies, meet with a detective, and have them talk to you, get that information. They can refer to the proper people for investigation if there's criminal activity involved.
So how-
I'm glad to do that. As far as the CPS DCYF issue, I highly recommend you contact the DCYF office in Walla Walla and contact them and say, hey, what are your resources? Or contact your attorney to see what your resources are. Right now, I cannot provide you any information because I have not privy to any of this information that you're saying is occurring in Spokane, or that they may want to come and move your child, or if they're doing. I have no knowledge of what is going on with your case, so I cannot give you
Okay.
answers on what I can or cannot do.
Now, have I been vulgar? Have I used profanity?
No, you've
And
been-
all the time you
you're
guys
okay.
talk to me, do I swear? Do I?
No.
I'm loud. Am I always loud because I'm hard of hearing, right?
That's fine.
Now, in all of this, right, and this is why I specifically came here. Now that I get it, right, all the time that you've talked, the few times that we've talked, am I vulgar? Do I use?
No, all my contacts with you have
Am-
been
am-
professional. There's never been an issue
Do you
with you
feel
from
that I
my
have any
contacts.
mental health issues?
Don't have enough contact with you to know
Neither
that.
do
but
they.
from-
Neither
but
do
here,
they.
Here, I can't answer that
No,
question.
neither do they.
okay?
They don't. They're not doctors, but yet they're making mental health evaluations. I mean, they're not medical doctors. I'm just
Right.
and no.
But I cannot speak for somebody else. I can
Right.
only speak for what my actions are and for what I do on my contacts. You've reported to me like you're supposed to. You're coming here out of concerns. I'm trying to provide you with the information, what I can and cannot do. I have no knowledge of a different jurisdiction. I have no authority over another jurisdiction. If you're concerned, you're there. My
No.
contacts with you, we've had fine conversations. I have no idea about your mental or medical history,
Right, for
but you being here, obviously you have some concerns. I'm trying to refer you to the proper places to give you guidance. Your attorney or the DCYF office in Walla Walla on child issues like that are the area to go. If there's a crime that needs to be investigated, we can investigate criminal activity in our area.
No, I appreciate
But
it.
and we enforce court orders. But other than that, I'm just trying to give you the guidance of where you should probably go to get the proper.
Well, no, and I appreciate. No, really, I just wanted to show that I have conversations with people in government all the time, and I don't swear, and I don't use vulgar language, and they're saying this against me, and now I just did a 20-minute live stream, right? And because
That's fine.
all my stuff is live, right? And they try to say all these things about me, but
Right.
yet. No, and I just appreciate it because I'm just wanted to prove a point that why do they keep saying stuff like that about
I
me?
can't speak for
No,
them.
I know, no, I
can't
know,
speak for them.
but like I said, I came here and I didn't get all exact. I didn't blow up.
No, you're not violent or anything
no,
or anything like that.
no, and I'm a little bit sad, and I appreciate it because you gave me the content I needed in this aspect that, you know what, I'm not a mean person. I'm just saying, hey, look, I have the right to the Fifth Amendment.
Yeah.
I have the
And
right to
that's
the
why we
First.
say contact your attorney.
I appreciate it, sir.
Talk to your attorney or contact the DCYF office in Walla Walla to get proper guidance on your child custody
All right,
issues. They're the
thank you.
best ones, okay?
No, I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna bring you that paperwork in if I
And
can.
if
Well,
there's anything criminal in our jurisdiction, we'll gladly investigate, or we'll refer it to another jurisdiction that needs to investigate.
I appreciate it, sir.
All right?
Thank you. Like and share, please. They're trying to steal my kid. You know what I mean? And I'm like, they're not gonna do it. They already took one. All because I do this, because I like filming police. I got her. I mean, they're using all this against me. They say I have a mental health issue because I pled the fifth for doing nothing wrong. And they arrested me, man, and they took my kid. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not going to happen again. Like I told them, man, I have the right to defend my person, my property, by using my voice. You don't have to be violent. You can go to the court. If the court will work in your favor, man, please like and share.